What's up, Jeremians? Welcome back to another Q&A on the PSR series keyboards as well as CT-X, perhaps the Roland EX as well. I've got all the questions in here. Let's get started so that this video doesn't become too long. So Joseph Pandu asked, which is better, the PSR-E363 or 463? The 463 is better, but it's more expensive as well. If you have the budget, buy 463. If you don't, 363 is fine if you're a beginner. And Anurag Rai asked if he can play the happy birthday tutorial that I made on the Casio CT-X700 which is the Indian version with more Indian voices and Indian sounds. Yes, you most certainly can. I have made my tutorials very generic and you can play it with any arranger keyboard, whether it's Roland, Casio, Korg or the Yamaha. And Phantomas 21000 asked, in my Hey Jude's performance, he loved the left-hand accompaniment. How did I make an ending without pushing the intro and ending button? That is because I pre-recorded the chord changes and the intro and the ending first, and then when I did my actual recording, I was playing over the pre-recorded intro, ending, and the backing styles and chord changes. And next, my dear good friend, the Victorious asks, how do I edit my thumbnail? I use the software GIMP, G-I-M-P, which stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. It is a free software, open source, and very powerful. And how do you put a thumbnail? You have to have the Creator Studios on your desktop computer or on your phone. You got to download your Creator Studio. And that is an app for YouTube creators who has videos, and you can change the thumbnail to whatever you have created. And Ultimate VKC asks and says that he wants to get his first keyboard. He's a complete beginner and he just purchased the E463, but he cannot find a YES on it. So should he go and return the 463 and change it for a 363? No, you should keep the 463 because the 363 has a YES system, Yamaha Education Suite, but I don't find it useful. These days with the internet and the YouTube, you can find a lot better lessons and tutorials on the internet than the YES system. In fact, I am happy that Yamaha got rid of the YES system because I don't think it is that very helpful at all. And John Walker asked, how do I feel about a Yamaha PSR-EW410 keyboard as a beginner? It is a very good keyboard, 76 keys, great piano sound. I have a student who's using the EW410 and I like it. Yeah, it's good. So you should buy that if you have that or keep that. And Sergio A asked, what do I recommend most? 453, 463 or 410? If budget is not an issue, buy the 410 because the 410 is basically the PSR-E463 with a better piano sound, more powerful speakers and more keys, as well as of course more storage for samples, etc. But the three main critical features are that it has more keys, more powerful speakers and a better piano sound. 453 is an older model, of course you don't want to get that. And Sonia Walker asks, how do I record a melody while the style was playing? When you're recording, at least on the keyboards I have had with this key sequencer, I couldn't do that. That is because the style was recorded in a different track. The E463 is a 6-track recorder, so you just have to choose a different track where you can record your melody over the track. And Burkhan Akus asks, I will use keyboard for learn piano, not arranger or something like that. So tell me what I must do. CT-X700 or lower models. Digital pianos are expensive for me. If you are learning piano, I would recommend, CT-X700 is fine, but because there's only 61 keys. If you really want to learn the piano properly, maybe consider the EW series, EW300, EW410, etc., which has 76 keys and is also quite affordable, right? Dani Dajon asks, he wants to buy keyboard. Option is 363 and CT-X800. Between 363 and CT-X800, I would say if you like the piano sound of the CT-X, please buy the CT-X800, right? I think CT-X800, you won't go very wrong. It's a great value for money at that price. And Shihan D'Souza asks, which style did I use in my Despacito tutorial? It is not a style, it is a backing track. That's why you can even hear vocals in the backing track. So it is actually a wave file, an audio file. So you have to load it up onto your keyboard if it supports that function. If not, load it onto your smartphone and use a Bluetooth speaker or use an aux in into your keyboard, auxiliary in into your keyboard. So Shihan D'Souza asks, am I going to buy a Yamaha S970 or any S-series keyboard? I don't really need to buy a keyboard because I have so many students. I have a student with a GENOS. I have two students with S775, and I have a student with 975. I have two students with 970, three students with 950. You know, lots of students with all this. I've also got students with Casio as well. Yeah, etc. So I don't really need to buy because I get to play on all these keyboards anyway. So the only reason why I get a keyboard is so that I can make videos for you guys, right? Okay. So of course, I make a little bit of money from YouTube, but it pays really, really peanuts. Okay. On one of these days, I'm going to make a YouTube video on how much I make on YouTube with my videos. So if you're interested, please leave a comment and I may consider showing you how much I make on YouTube. It's very little money, but you know, if you're interested to know, I'll make the video. Next, Wayan Togia asks, plan to buy a keyboard Casio for this budget if CT-X700 has less comfort sounds than Yamaha or Korg, so what Casio series do you recommend me? If you can, stretch your budget a bit, get the CT-X3000 or 5000. It is much better than a CT-X700 if you must buy a Casio. Next, Guy Kwate asks, how many tracks can you record when using the computer recording and what length of the music? Can you make a whole song, for instance, more than 5 tracks adding percussion? If you are using a computer and using a DAW, there is really an unlimited number of tracks. You can do 128 tracks if you want to, depending on how powerful your computer is and how much RAM, memory, etc. that your computer is and how powerful eventually it is. And how long can you make the music? You can make it 1 hour long if you want to, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's a matter of how powerful your computer is, how much storage it has, and how much RAM it has. So for me personally, I prefer making music on a computer. It's so much more visual and there's so much less and fewer limitations. And Wayan Togia asks, which one is the best sound? CT-K7000, CT-X700, CT-X800. The CT-X has a much better sound chip than the CT-K. If you are looking for sounds, I would say avoid the CT-K, go for the CT-X. But if you are buying the CT-X7 or 800, please spend a bit more and buy the CT-X3000 or 5000. And Vinciani asks, for the vocals, am I using an MP3? And I'll be curious to know what instruments you use with the PSR-463. Yes, I use a flute and I use a harmonica, which is my favorite instrument. And I am not using an MP3. I'm recording direct into my digital audio workstation as I'm playing. And they will appear as different tracks and then I can adjust the mix accordingly. And Sword Max asks, where can he download the Yamaha book to use the functions in lesson? You go to Yamaha website, search under PSR-E363 lesson book. Together with the downloads with all the drivers and the manuals at the bottom, there should be a download for the lesson book. I will put a screenshot so you can see how it looks like and you can print out the book and follow it. And Sword Max also asks, how can he record anything from the keyboard to his PC? Very simple, just get a printer cable. Plug the printer cable from your keyboard to your laptop or your computer and install the drivers, the audio drivers, Steinberg USB audio drivers, and whatever you play here will be recorded onto your computer. And Sonia Walker asks, how do I record my keyboard along with my voice? I basically recorded my voice directly into my computer and as I was playing, so they will appear as 2 tracks. One track is the keyboard recording and the other track is my voice. When you use a computer, you can do a lot more stuff. Okay, Aditya Basu asks, is there a tone editor Indian tone style, mic in, pen drive, EQ, etc. in PSR-410 and 463. There is a tone editor, you can modify it, but you cannot change the tone like wildly, but you can modify it so that it sounds different. There are a lot of Indian tones in there, quite a number of Indian styles. If you find that it's not enough, you can always download more from the internet. Is there a mic in? No, there's not a mic in. There's an auxiliary in, but there is so little power in that socket that it does not support a mic. So if you try to plug in a mic, you sing in it, the volume will be super soft. Pen drive, yes, you can plug in a USB drive. Is there EQ? Yes, there's EQ that you can set in the EW410 and 463. You cannot set the specific frequencies, but there are different presets EQ for different scenarios that you can use. And that is all in today's Q&A. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and it answered some of the questions. You learn new things in this Q&A, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.